Hello everyone, Pictomancer is the new magic DPS coming into Dawn Drill, and if you're a visual learner looking to don the brush, then this visual overview of their kit might give you a better understanding of their playstyle. Without further ado, let's see what the devs have painted on this new canvas. Pictomancer splashes in with a surprisingly open-ended and cast-heavy playstyle, requiring planning and prepping of their resources in order to maximize their mobility and damage. Starting off, we have a very basic 1-2-3 combo with short cast times, fire in red, arrow in green, and water in blue. All three of these spells are on the same button and will automatically go to the next one in the sequence. When finishing the combo sequence with water in blue, the palette gauge increases by 25, which has a cap of 100, and also grants a stack of white paint, which has a stack of 5. Both the palette gauge and white paints are tracked on the palette job gauge. White paint is also used to cast Holy in White, an instant cast AoE spell. The Pictomancer also has AoE variants of their basic combo, Fire 2 in red, Arrow 2 in green, and Water 2 in blue, that basically functions the same way as their single target variants, but AoE. Once you have 50 palette gauge, Subtractive Palette becomes available to use, which allows 3 users of the Subtractive combo buttons, which is Pictomancer's second set of 1-2-3 combo. Consisting of Blizzard in cyan, Stone in yellow, and Thunder in magenta, these spells have a longer cast and recast time, but deal much more damage than their additive palette counterpart, though the damage boost is only of a flat amount. Subtractive Palette also converts one stack of white paint into black paint, which allows the cast of the subtractive version of Holy, Comet in black. It should be noted that Thunder in magenta still grants white paint, and Subtractive Palette merely converts one stack of white paint into black paint. If you don't have a white paint stack upon casting Subtractive Palette, then the next paint stack generated will be converted into black paint directly. The Subtractive combo also has their AoE counterparts with the same naming conventions, Blizzard 2 in cyan, Stone 2 in yellow, and Thunder 2 in magenta. Pictomancer's combos are free-flowing, that is to say, you can freely swap between any of these sequences at any time to continue your combo, like a monk. So you can start with Fire in red, switch to Arrow 2 in green for AoE, and then Thunder in magenta for more damage. Adjust your combo to adapt to the situation, be it for AoE damage or for shorter casting times. Apart from painting colours, Pictomancers are also well versed in bringing their paintings to life. Another core mechanic of Pictomancers is their motifs, which is further divided into creature motifs, weapon motifs, and landscape motifs, which are all represented in the canvas job gauge in the same order. Each of the motifs also have their respective muse ability that brings their art into reality. Here's how they work. We will first have to draw the motif in the canvas by casting the respective motif spell, which will be reflected with a drawing in the canvas gauge. Then, activate that motif by using the respective muse ability, which does different things depending on the type of motif activated. The motif spells are GCD actions with lengthy cast and recast times, while the muse abilities are OGCD actions that you want to weave between the spells. However, motif spells do not have a cast time when out of combat, so be sure to fill your canvas before every fight. Both motif and muse actions of their respective types will automatically change into their relevant actions, so you don't have to worry about button bloat. With all that in mind, let's take a look at what each of the motifs do. Creature motifs are Pictomancer's OGCD damaging motif. The creature motif spell cycles between Palm motif, Wing motif, Claw motif, and Maw motif, while its accompanying muse ability, Living Muse, cycles between Palm Muse, Wing Muse, Claw Muse, and Fang Muse. The Living Muse ability has 3 charges with a 40 seconds recharge time, and each Living Muse ability is an OGCD AoE ability. When activated, the painted creature part is also added to the creature canvas. After Palm Muse and Wing Muse are used, a Moogle will appear on the top of the gauge, indicating that Mog of the Ages, another OGCD AoE ability, is available for use. And after the entire sequence is completed with Clawed Muse and Fang Muse, a Medine appears on the canvas gauge this time. Palm of the Ages changes into Retribution of the Medine and becomes available for use. Retribution of the Medine is also an AoE OGCD ability, but deals more damage than Palm of the Ages. Next, we have Pictomancer's movement-centric motif, the weapon motif. In Dawn Drill, we only have the hammer motif, but it still does plenty. Their corresponding muse ability, Steel steel muse, has 2 charges and has a 60 seconds recharge time. When the hammer motif is painted, steel muse transforms into striking muse, which allows the use of Pictomancer's hammer combo. Starting with hammer stem, then hammer brush, and ending with polishing hammer. The hammer combo does not have cast times, are all on one button, and just like the main GCD combos, do not break when you cast something else, so feel free to use them only when you need them. Lastly, we have Pictomancer's buff-centric motif, the landscape motif. Once again, we only have the Starry Sky motif in Dawn Trail, but this one ability is packed. The corresponding muse ability, Scenic Muse, does not have any charges and has a recast time of 120 seconds, so the landscape motif is essentially Pictomancer's first ability. When the Starry Sky motif is painted, Scenic Muse transforms into Starry Muse. It gives you one whole essay to read. There's quite a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to skip some of the details and summarize the main benefits. First, it gives the party a 20 seconds rate buff. Second, it gives one free cast of the Gauge Spender, Subtractive Palette. Third, the next 5 casts of the main combo GCD and Star Prism are sped up when standing in the generated magic landscape. Fourth, once these 5 spell casts are done, Rainbow Drip, a GCD AoE spell that normally has a long cast time, becomes instant. Lastly, casting Starry Muse makes Star Prism, a big damaging GCD AoE spell, available for use. Starry Muse is a unique rate buff in that there's so many different effects attached to it, giving Pictomancers the opportunity to execute their burst windows in many different ways. Before we end, let's take a quick look at Pictomancer's utility actions. For movement, we have Smudge, a forward dash with a 20 seconds cooldown that also increases our movement speed. For defense, we have Tempera Coat and Tempera Grassa. Tempera Coat creates a shield for the Pictomancer, and Tempera Grassa combos from Tempera Coat and creates a party-wide shield. When the shields are depleted, the cooldown of Tempera Coat is reduced. From what I found from the media tour, both shields stack and both will reduce the cooldown of Tempera Coat when depleted, bringing the cooldown to just 30 seconds. I doubt a party shield with a 30 seconds cooldown will ship on DPS for Dawn Trail, but if it does, Pictomancer will be a standout DPS in terms of defensive utility. And that's all we have for the Pictomancer. The core gameplay for the Pictomancer is all about juggling the use of their main combos or trying to prevent overcapping of motifs. There's also a lot of casting involved, especially when compared to the likes of Summoner and Raid Mage. I'm personally really excited both on the thematic and gameplay fronts, so I really can't wait to pick up Pictomancer this Friday. What are your thoughts? Do let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please consider sharing it with your friends. I spent a long time making this video and will be very glad if it was able to help more people. And if you have any feedback on the video, do let me know as well. I have been thinking of making this a video series to cover other jobs like Viper as well, but it's taking up a lot of time for me, so if there's interest, I might go ahead with it. I have also considered making a more in-depth version of this, so do let me know if you guys are interested. Alright, see you guys on the next video. Goodbye!